Hello everyone, my name of course is Artimage and welcome to day 5 of VEDA. Despite the dinner being made behind me right now, this is not a cooking VEDA, even though I have done that before with Angie Nash, who I have somehow managed to not turn into the meal during that video. Probably because I wasn't the one actually serving it. By now, I'm pretty sure we're all aware of Sony shutting down the digital stores for the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation Portable, and the PlayStation Vita. And I gotta say, I am super disappointed. I wasn't planning on doing a video about this pretty much at all, or right after I'd done the one about Nintendo, but I got to hearing the details as to why it's being justified, and that's that apparently the games are ugly and have no value. It's apparently the games available over the system that aren't just indies, like a lot of the classics, are just too old and ugly looking, and who would want to play those? Well, I would, a number of them for one, and I'm kind of disappointed at a number of them that haven't shown up on there. Final Fantasy VII remains my favorite game ever in its original form. I have played most of the first part of the remake, and there are parts of it that I like better, but there are other games I haven't gotten around to yet, such as Brave Fencer Musashi that I haven't seen on there and really expected to find. I haven't finished Legend of Dragoon and can't find my copy anymore, so getting one on there as well. I bought Shovel Knight first on the PlayStation Portable, and for a number of people this may be the only way they currently have these games. Some people might have downloaded a copy of Shovel Knight or something like Soul Calibur or any number of other titles and don't have a digital edition, and if they lose that capacity on the hardware to store it, they have to rebuy a physical version if one is even available. Basically, the message I'm getting out of these companies is that they don't want us to buy their games. Sony in particular has basically said that they consider their games to not have value. I mean, even if you're talking about a new release, down the line it's not going to have value, so why does it have value now? These aren't perishable goods. These are data that can be stored in any number of capacities, and that storage is a negligible cost. Now, I don't like, but I can understand how some games might come down from digital platforms due to licensing reasons, like when we lost the Ninja Turtles arcade game or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. But the fact that they're willing to take down entire libraries just because they no longer have value is a cop-out. And frankly, this just makes me say that if it's not an indie game for the platform and it's not available easily and conveniently by other legal means, pirate it, because it doesn't have value by their own admission. Now, until fairly recently, I've never really been one to advocate software piracy. I admit I have done it. I'm not saying that that hasn't been a thing. I have, as a youth, pirated games because it was the only way I would have the opportunity to experience them. As an adult, I have pirated softwares because finding reasonable demos or trials was a rather bit of a nightmare if you want to understand the full functionality. But once I have figured out whether or not it's something I want to use, or I have been in a position where I can pay for it, or I have gotten a demo trial out of it, I have either bought it or just gotten rid of it. But in this case, they're not giving us those options. They're simply taking it away, saying you don't get this anymore, in a way we will legally give it to you. So, take it from them. Games are a medium of entertainment that are so easy to archive, and yet we have not been well, and we've already lost so many, and we can have the opportunity to keep things from happening with games like it happened with countless books and movies and other mediums before the digital era came along. So if anyone has anything else to say about this that I haven't touched on, possibly haven't thought of, or hasn't been mentioned in some of the more major YouTubers out there who might be covering this issue, let's hear about it down below. And until tomorrow, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you then.